Oh, he can do that! He can do that! Hey everyone, I'm going to react to Bungo Stray Dogs Season 2, Episode 13, Walking Alone. For some reason I thought last episode was the last episode of the season, but no, it's this one. And last episode they dealt with Francis. Francis fell over. The one that comes up with the plans and stuff is like she's gonna go looking for him because she believes that he's still alive. Kyoka is now formally part of the detective agency, which is awesome. Asushi and Akutagawa, they work well together to defeat Francis. And Dazai, Akutagawa was finally acknowledged and by Dazai, and he was so happy. I love last episode. And before we get into this one, if you guys have a reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider supporting my Patreon at patreon.com/filmini. And now let's start this episode, and here we go. As I was listening to the outro, oh shoot, I should have let it play out. Because I don't know if there's a little itty bitty scene at the end or anything. So I don't think so. As I was listening to the outro, I couldn't help but be reminded by the intro being different, like being the intro for the first season and everything, and me thinking, okay, am I watching an episode that I've already watched of the first season or something or other? But as I was watching, I'm like, this is completely different than I've never seen this before. So I don't know, I just thought about that. Yes, Kunikida would be the perfect person to replace the president, okay? Like, when they asked, I think it was Tanizaki that was asking, like, I think he was talking to the military police or something or other like that, since the president wasn't there, and then they wanted to speak to the second in command, right? And in my mind, I'm thinking Kunikida, but then they mentioned Rumple, since he was the longest member there or something or other like that, along those lines. And I was like, not me. And then they mentioned Dazai. I'm like, Dazai could be, but in the back of my mind, I kept thinking that it was Kunikida. It would be Kunikida because I feel like he's so meticulous about everything that he does. Like, what? Okay, he created this perfect plan for the day, right? And then you see Kunikida tell him about this bomber thing. He's like, I'll deal with it later. You see, your son will tell him about the shopping thing, and he's like, I don't have time for it today. And then you see Rumble asking him about some snacks, and then he tells him where there's some extra snacks or wherever in the office. So he has planned everything out. He's receiving all this information, and he's like responding and filing these informations away and everything. And you see him go through this episode, right? He was well, he said he made the perfect plan and no one is gonna mess it up, especially Dazai. And then you see Dazai being I'm gonna mess it up for you. And he was like, okay, at first he was like, I'm 19 seconds 18 seconds behind or whatever. He goes to the train station. He's like, okay, the train will be here in 2 minutes or so, whatever. And he get this call from Dazai telling him about the person that makes his notebooks. Now that I think about it, when they said that this person was so special because he's the one that makes his notebooks and everything, then I started thinking, well, why is that a big deal? Is the notebook special? And it is special. I just now realized it as I was talking about it. It is special because that's the notebook that he needs. That's the notebook that he writes his things in, his ability. He uses that to manifest his stuff, right? So I don't think he can do that with any other kind of notebooks. So the notebook has to be special, I guess. So it makes that guy special. So I understand it now. And he was like, he had this dilemma. Okay, I want to go meet him, but and at one point, yes, they showed the person in the in the episode, but I'm like, I hope Daza is not lying to him and that the person is not actually there. And they're just making us think that he's actually there, but he wasn't. But I don't think I think he was there actually, but it didn't work out. He refused to go because he still had to keep his mind on the goal, on his plan and everything, you know. But he sees Aya being handed this briefcase with in it, and then he remembered what Kunikida told him about the bomber, you know. And he immediately went after him. The bomber ran away. He took the bomb. I'm like, okay, how you gonna get rid of this? You know, he just runs out of the train station and just launches it up in the air. And I'm thinking, okay, yes, in this particular moment, like the bomb wasn't big enough to kill a whole bunch of people. Because I was thinking, what if the bomb, yes, you protected the people down there in the train station, but then you went up there, there were still people around. And yes, he throws it in the air. But what if the bomb was big? It could have still killed a whole bunch of people, but thankfully it wasn't. So he saved the people there. And then Aya just basically coerced him into helping her find the bomber. And as they were walking and talking, at one point he had a flash about somebody, and I'm like, who's that person? And they came along, and then they saw these bombs on the tracks, right? And he said they will be caused by vibrations. So you immediately think when the train is coming, the rails are going to be vibrating, and that's going to cause the bomb to explode. And as he was analyzing the bombs and thinking about all this stuff, you see a hand comes behind Aya, so you know Aya's gone. When he turns around, he doesn't see her, and then he sees her with the bomb strapped on her and everything. And the bomber showed up, and he was able to figure out who this bomber was. Now, this bomber is stupid. I feel like, but then again, you don't really need villains don't really need a valid reason for doing the things that they do, you know, because Kunikida arrested him, he said 2 years ago, right? And this bomber was like, I kept replaying what you said to me in my mind. Oh no, he said, I wanted to erase the words that you said. And basically the words that he said were, I'm trying to remember exactly what he said, but it was basically just sort of like, overcome your adversities, like be strong and all that. So why, I don't know. I just feel like his reasoning was stupid just because he said that to you, and he's like, oh, do you think weak people want to be weak? No, they don't want to be weak, but that doesn't mean that because you're weak, you have to become a villain. Like that doesn't, like, no, you know, and because of that, you're gonna try to blow up these people. I'm like, stupid. So he had, first he had the bomb was on Aya. He had the detonator in his hand, and he's basically told, Kunikida not to move or he's gonna explode her and everything. And because he was behind him and he touched him, I thought for some reason that he was gonna do some kind of martial arts move and disarm him like that because he was super close. You've seen movies and shows and stuff. When the people are far away from you, then you're like, okay, there's nothing that I can do. Because he's far away, he can like press the button and all of that. But the guy was like straight behind him, was touching him in like the neck or back or something or other like that. So I was thinking maybe he was gonna do some kind of quick martial arts move, and then take the remote away from him or something or other like that. But that didn't happen. So the guy knocked him out and tied him up, took away his notebook, and he's saying, without your notebook, you're not gonna be able to use your ability. And I'm thinking the same thing as well. But then he's like, I have an answer for you. Open to page 39 or 38 or 69. I don't know. Open to that page. And then he had the stun bomb in there. And then he like activated his ability. I'm like, huh? So he can do it without his notebook in his hands? That was such a cool reveal. And he said that he's been growing his ability and whatnot. So I'm like, oh, I love that part. So he basically captured the bomber, whose name was Katsura. He captured him, and he was gonna go to the girl and disarm him, but the girl's like, take care of the train, the bombs on the train, on the rails, before you take care of me. So he goes to the laptop, because the guy told him that the only way to deactivate those bombs is to type in whatever. He goes to do that, but then he figures that if he does that, that's gonna activate the bomb on the girl. So it's like, okay, do that and stop the bomb, the train, and whatnot. You send the signal. If he tapped in the password, whatever it is that he does on the laptop, he's giving the signal to the bombs on the rails to stop working. But he's also activating the bomb on the girl. So he has no choice. You either save the girl or you save the train. And in that particular situation, it's like it's the life of one person over the life of many people. And he makes that choice of activating the bomb on the girl. But he also felt like Yosano was gonna come in, because he remembered, okay, Yosano was gonna go shopping. So by this time or whatever, since he had all these mental plans, his mind is sort of like a calculator, whatever. He knew that she would be around the vicinity. So when he used his stun bomb or whatever, that she was gonna hear it and she was gonna come to her help. When he was doing all this, when he was dealing with this bomber, this situation, his glasses were down on the floor somewhere, and then you see someone in the shadow. I'm thinking maybe it's Dazai. That's what I was thinking, that it was Dazai, but no, it was Yosano. And then she showed up, and yes, the bomb blew up, but because Yosano was there, she was able to use her ability to basically heal them back, so it's like, yay, he was able to save the people on the train, and he was able to save the girl, because his idea was like not to let anybody die in front of him. I'm like, oh, in your face, bomber, in your face. Somehow, if he was a normal person, I would feel like seeing him being able to do this thing should propel you to, okay, I've been wrong about my way of thinking. He's probably right. I need to do better. I need to overcome my adversities and whatnot and be strong. But I feel like with this kind of person, I don't think he's going to change. He probably is going to go back to jail and still try to think about a way to mess up Kunikida's life. But I'm so glad it didn't work. So that's why I'm like, Kunikida is the perfect person to do all these things, man. To be the second in command and why not, because he's able to, well, of course, Daza is also able to, I'm about to say he's able to receive all this information and process it and come up with a plan that's going to work and everything, and act on those plans and be meticulous and whatever, be organized and all of that. But then I'm like, Daza can also, he's also a strategist thinker. So it's like, yeah, on that side of things, the strategic thinker side of things, I feel like Daza is superior. But when it comes to organizational skills, being a leader, and all of that, Kunikida, I feel like, has that in spades. So it's like, yeah, I love this episode, man. I really did. That moment. After having displayed his awesomeness in front of Aya-chan, and she's like, I don't know if you have a girlfriend or a wife, but if you don't mind, I can be your whatever. And then he just comes up with, okay, his rules or his criteria of his ideal woman. She doesn't meet 30 something points. And he got punched in the face. Oh my goodness. Him and his ideals. I love it. Love it so much. When the president wasn't there, they said the president wasn't there, he went to meet the military police leader or whatever. He's the guy that when they had the three-way meeting on the boat with Mori and Ango and this guy, and that's how Mori got the gifted special permission thingy. He was there. He's also the one that joined up Dazai with the president. So I don't know. That's why he was, and they started thinking about, what would happen if the president were to die. Who's gonna take over? Like, what will happen to the agency? And he's like, I've already picked the person that's gonna replace me. Yeah, that's also perfect because he also trained Kunikida, in the art of martial arts, fighting and stuff, hand-to-hand fighting. So he's perfect for the role. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you want to see my reaction to the next episode, you can do so by checking out my Patreon at patreon.com/filmmini, and you can also see the full length for this reaction there as well. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. She's the perfect golden child, and we're so super strong. The beauty and the brawn do no wrong.